supper of stew cooked. The sight of the moon reminded Clarence of the ashen, gem-laden ring in his pocket. And that's all I got for that story up till then. But yeah, that's Clarence in the Den of Tomes. So it's just kind of like a short story, like around 1,000 words. I found that like a novel can be like 100,000 words, which is a lot of words. But it can also be like 80,000 words, which might be a good start. And then there's like a novella, which is smaller than a novel and stuff. But yeah, I digress. So yeah, that's the writing I've been doing. That's been kind of fun. Been going to the library and writing, and then just writing in my free time and kind of trying to come up with ideas writing just on my phone. It's been pretty chill. I've been working on figuring out how to just connect everything, like connect my writing and my YouTube channel and animation and the podcast and stuff, like connecting that all together so that they can all support it and build each other up. And I've been doing some more speed paints. I did this one for House Moving Castle. If I do it like 2 times super speed. Do you start with the ending? I hear a lot of people recommend that. That is a good point. I did not. Well, no, with that one I didn't start with the ending. Sometimes I kind of have like an end in mind. I think I need to do that more because there's stories. I've watched a lot of like TV shows and stuff that keep going on and on, like Pokemon and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like I need to write the ending to more of my stories, because a lot of my stories I'm like, I don't know, like they're a person and like they have their lifetime, so like how does the story end? I don't know. And so yeah, it is important to begin with the end in mind when writing stories, and to write stories that are kind of have that structure of like that act structure of Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, and kind of like climax and hero's journey and all that type of stuff. So, and I've written the screenplay format because I wanted to use that to like turn into like animatics and stuff, but I've been writing more in like a novel format now. Yeah, I think it could be cool to do that. And then I'm thinking about just sharing those stories maybe on my website, or I've looked at like Wattpad and all those writing sites, but nothing has really piqued my interest with that so far. But it'd be really cool to have like a book that you could hold in your hands and read. Even if it's just like a real short book, like the Magic Treehouse books. Those are pretty short. I found that I have like a lot of things I want to do, and sometimes it's hard to sit down and just choose one to do. So I'm working on doing better with that. Something that's helped is just spending like a little bit of time, like 10 minutes writing. Usually it turns to more, but just spending at least 10 minutes writing and just keeping that up. That's been really helpful. I thought about like maybe just doing like like Mondays I work on writing, and Tuesdays I work on animation, Wednesdays I work on game dev or something, or doing it by week or something. I found something that helps a lot with working on passion projects and indie projects is to set limits, and sometimes to make it simpler than you want it to be. and for me also to work in like smaller time frames. Like if I'm like, I'm gonna give myself a year to work on this, then it can be easy to put it off and stuff. But if I'm like, I'm just working on this for 7 days, like a week, or I'm working on this for I'm just having these speed paints playing, or if I'm working on it just for like for like a month. Like people are like, you can write a book in a month or like 2 months. It's like writing like 3,000 words a day or something, but it's possible. So I think I'm gonna try doing that and see where that goes. Actually, having a YouTube channel has helped a lot, just in getting something out there once a week and making something, you know, that's been really helpful. Oh, I forgot it's on it's on 2x speed still. I think that would be really cool. Like to have a project done, some type of project done every week, that would be pretty cool. Or even every month, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on doing that, because when you give yourself a lot of time, sometimes you can just work on something for like an infinite amount of time, it seems. Yeah, this is from the comic that I did. It's called like Over the Ramen Bowl, but then I named my newsletter that, so then I just changed it to Nuki Dudes. But I don't know how searchable that is. But I would like to just do more in like the indie space, and with the YouTube channel, like have it be a place where I can talk to different artists and stuff and make art, make animations. Lester said I've done weekly game projects before, but I didn't have a full-time job back then. Yeah, I know that feeling. Having a job changes things. But yeah, like there's game jams, and there was it's nothing spectacular. I know it's not. But it was. I wanted to make an animatic. Was this it? Yeah. See, December 31st, 2022. I wanted to make an animatic in 2022, and I wanted to do it before the end of the year, and it was like already December. And so I did this in like a day, or like maybe 2 days or 3 days, I don't know, but it was just kind of based on like the Brooklyn 99 or Vancouver 77. I mean Brooklyn 99. That's a joke. So I did it with like Ice Luigi and like Fox, who was on some of our channels, and Toast and Minnie and Mephiles and Toad. And it was fun, and I was able to do it and make an animatic, even though it's nothing spectacular. Like I've seen a lot of way cooler animatics. And it's really short. It's like not even a minute, but you can tell a lot of a story. Like I've seen like animated shorts made by like the school Gobelin. I think it's in France. I've been really inspired by a lot of their stuff. So I'd like to just do more of that, little small projects, maybe that are take a week or take a month or something, and or a couple of weeks, and just put some more of my own work out there. I think that would be really cool. it's so easy to get caught up in the numbers, but really I just want to be able to create more and tell the stories that are in my mind and the stories I want to tell. And some of the stories might work with games. I thought about downloading Game Maker and just kind of opening that up again. Back when I used Game Maker, it was like when it was called like what was it, like it's like GM1 to 2, I don't remember, but it was like way more simplified, and a lot of the stuff was just like built-in graphics, and so it's grown a lot since then. I kind of came up with like 3 things that for the channel, like 3 kind of pillars. One is like animation, so I talk about like Studio Ghibli, fantasy related like animated movies and shows. The other thing is artistry, which is like speed paints and drawing and different forms of art, maybe watercolor at some point. And then adventures, which is like going out in the woods and doing kind of like vlogs. I want to travel to Japan, so I think that would be really cool. Buster said, I know Game Maker 7 and 8 very well. Was trying to transition to Godot engine recently, but had to hold off because of health issues. Oh dang, sorry to hear about that with health issues. Yeah. Yeah, Godot is really interesting too. I've watched so many videos about different game engines. Like, I used Unity and I made some games in Unity, like taking a course on like Udemy, I think. But I kind of like hit a wall, so I wanted to open up Game Maker and see what I could make in that, even if it's just like a really simple game. I think it'd be cool. I used to mod like NES games, just like on my laptop, and I had one that I modded to look like the characters from Tanuki Toad Team, and I think I found it. But Game Maker is very powerful for 2D games, but you do not have to use the scripting language. See, that's a nice thing, because I know a little bit of coding. I did Scouts, and I got like the, what's it called? I got the Programming Merit Badge. So I've coded in a couple of languages. I'm just going to update this to just chatting. But I'm still definitely a beginner when it comes to coding, so it'd be cool to maybe use something that's more visual. Yeah, it's been interesting. I know a lot of people there's a lot going on, and coming back from like the quarantine and stuff, and I just want to like kind of start a new chapter, and I feel like that chapter's centered around making more stuff that brings me joy, and making more like animations and stories. And it's so easy to say, it's hard to do. But YouTube has been helping, and just me putting out some things and telling stories, even if it's in a small way. So
Hey, what's up, everyone?
That's Breath of the Wild. Yeah, so I'll probably well, I have to get going. I'll leave you a lurk while I get ready. Oh, thanks, Buster. Yeah, probably be closing it up soon. Thanks for stopping by.